Everybody, welcome into the Football Diary. And first off, I want to say that this is going to be kind of a big announcement type. We're actually streaming this right now, but if you're watching this in post or you're listening to this on podcast platform, which right there, that's part of the update, is we're also switching back to being more of a podcast because that's what we started out doing. If you guys don't know, if you've been new to the YouTube channel or you really aren't familiar with Matt and I's content, Matt doing Friar Talk and Nuggets of Gold, myself doing TTB Ravens Media. What we've been doing basically is we've been doing our YouTube content over there, but we started out, we were a podcast. We just talked about football. Typically came out with, honestly, I believe came out with content almost daily. I know we came out with content at least twice, 3 times a week, and we had a ton of fun doing it. So what we're transitioning back to is we are going to live stream every Tuesday and Thursday, or at least try to live stream every Tuesday and Thursday at approximately 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time for typically about an hour. And what we're going to be doing with that is it's going to be different than, a typical live show that Matt and I are used to. So if you're coming over from either TTB Ravens Media or Friar Talk, where we both live stream fairly consistently over there, how we typically do those is it's more of a live stream and we get a lot of comments and questions in the comment section and the live viewers. And that is typical, and we answer those. And that's pretty much how we do it for typically about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how things are going. That's not how we're going to be doing this show. How we're going to be doing it is it's going to be Matt and I talking for a majority of the point. Now, if we see something in the comments that catches our eye and we want to talk about, we will most definitely bring it up. And if there's points that are brought up in the comment section, we will talk about them. However, we're going to come in and this is going to be I don't want to say casual football conversation because we do get pretty analytical when we talk about football, but it's going to be much more casual and much less scripted than our typical videos are on any of our channels because we're coming into this. We'll typically have a couple of things we generally want to talk about, but this gives us the opportunity to talk about very, very particular things for short amounts of time because in recent, making the videos and everything like that, if we want a topic, it's typically got to be a 10-minute discussion for it to actually be a topic for us to put on YouTube. Whereas we can talk about things that I know we'll talk about today, that we may talk about it for 2-3 minutes. And it may be very quick, but we wanted to get quick thoughts out on them. And what we'll do with that is we will analyze all of those and we'll post all of the individual segments after the fact. So typically they'll get posted. They'll get posted pretty much every day. And some of them may be a 10-minute discussion that gets posted. It may be a 2-minute discussion that gets posted, just us quickly saying our thoughts and things like that. So that's kind of like the big update that I wanted to give to all of you. And also it will be on podcast platforms, which we had set up. We'll have to shift them back and change the logo for them, but that's basically what it's going to be. So we'll have to set those up and we'll get it all posted and we'll share out the links, not only on the Football Diary Twitter account, which I know is the biggest Twitter account out of both of us, but and then we'll also post it from our main channel's content and things like that if you guys are interested in listening to the podcast. So that's kind of the goal of this show. Obviously, if you're watching it on YouTube, it's just going to be our faces talking and things like that, which that's what we do most of our content with anyways. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get to talk about things that we don't really get to talk about. If this is your first time ever checking out, I'm not a Niners fan. I'm a Ravens fan. Matt is the Niners fan. And we're just going to have some good conversations, chill out, talk about some things. But did I miss anything, Matt? Is that all set or?
No, I think that makes sense. I think for like what we're doing, it's just we're going to live stream for an hour and then we're going to cut up the clips afterwards. But it's pretty simple. There's a lot of shows that do it like the same way that we are. But I'm ready to talk now about some football.